In general, hair color gets broken up into 4 different categories: temporary, semi-permanent, demi-permanent, and permanent color. One thing to note about the hair color types is that they are a classification of hair color. They are not a promise. For instance, our first category of hair color, temporary color, is intended to essentially sit on the surface of the hair and stay there really until your next shampoo. Good examples of temporary colors are going to be like the Halloween sprays, or I have like this root retouch spray, and you can see if we just spray, it's just a powdery coat to help retouch the root, but it's not something that's going to be permanent or have the ability to make the hair lighter or anything like that. A good example of temporary colors that we use very often, and a lot of people don't think of as temporary colors, is our tinted shampoos and conditioners. The purple shampoos and conditioners used for gray hair or blonde hair, or the other pigmented shampoos and conditioners to either enhance or neutralize unwanted tones, those are temporary colors as well. If temporary color means that a color is intended to last only until the next shampoo, but our tinted shampoos and conditioners are still in the temporary hair color category, does that mean that they come out the next time you shampoo? Some of them stay for quite a while through several shampoos. So that's just one example of the hair color categories being a category and not a promise. So let's explore semi-permanent. Semi-permanent hair colors are often marketed as having the ability to stay through several shampoo cycles. Semi-permanent hair color, often called certified colors, is what you see is what you get out of the tube. So I have some sparkling rosé. This hair color is not meant to be mixed with anything else. It sits directly on the hair. It's going to stain the hair or your fingers or whatever else it touches. It's a one-shot deal. Arctic Fox, Manic Panic, So Color Cult, all those hair colors that are self-contained, you don't mix them with a second part. They sit on top of your hair, and the results that you get is a combination of whatever was in your container and the color of the hair that you put it on. The word permanent has nothing to do with semi-permanent hair colors. In fact, the word permanent has nothing to do with any hair color. I wish that we wouldn't use it, but hey, whatever. I like to break up the hair color categories as well. I think of temporary and semi-permanent in one category, and then there's a very definite line between demi-permanent and permanent. We talked about temporary colors and we talked about semi-permanent colors, often just referred to as semi. So now we have our line, and we're going to talk about demi-permanent and permanent colors. So these tubes look really, really similar. Which one's demi and which one's permanent? This one's demi, this one's permanent. The thing that makes these different than our other two types of hair colors is the fact that on their own, these really don't do much. Demi-permanent and permanent colors require developer. So some sort of hydrogen peroxide, whether it's cream or liquid, 10, 20, 30, 40 volume. Some colors even require higher volumes. Both permanent and demi-permanent are going to require developer. The difference is demi-permanent color is not intended to make the hair any lighter as it's depositing. It's often referred to as deposit-only color. So the whole idea of demi-permanent color is, yes, you mix it with a developer. It's actually the same pigments that are in permanent color, but it doesn't have the ability to make your hair any lighter. Because you're mixing it with developer, it can sometimes make the hair a little bit lighter, but it's not something that you can really count on reliably. So just keep that in mind. Demi-permanent color is for when you're depositing and not looking to get a lighter result than when you began. Permanent color, typically made with ammonia, has the ability to make the hair lighter at the same time as depositing color. That's the only difference between these two. We still have to mix it with a developer, 10, 20, 30, 40 volume, whereas demi-permanent color usually uses a lower volume developer, somewhere between 5 volume and 20 volume, because we're not looking to make the hair any lighter. Permanent color is intended to make the hair lighter and can be mixed with 10, 20, 30, 40, sometimes more, depending on the manufacturer. Same pigment molecules, one's for deposit, one is for lift and deposit to make the hair lighter while also depositing pigment as well. I think these names are a little bit deceptive because demi-permanent and permanent kind of, they give you the impression that one is going to last longer than the other. Like I said in the beginning of the video, these are classifications, not promises. Permanent color is not permanent. It lasts for a little while. The only thing permanent about permanent color is the fact that when it makes your hair lighter while depositing color, that lighter is permanent. So when this hair color fades out 6 or 8 weeks later, sometimes longer, your hair is still lighter underneath. That's what's permanent. Demi-permanent color, probably still going to last 6 to 8 weeks, but when it fades, your hair is going to be closer to when you began. If you get anything out of this video, I want you to remember that these are hair color categories, not promises. Temporary colors are not always temporary. Semi-permanent colors can go either way. They can shampoo right out and not last as long as we want them to, or they can last way longer than we expect them to. Permanent doesn't necessarily last any longer than demi-permanent. It just has the ability to lift. The thing that distinguishes these two from the other two are that these have to be mixed with developer in order for the pigment molecules to develop. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out some of my other videos. If you have any comments or questions, leave them below. Subscribe, like the video, share it, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.